Today, I'm going to ask the question, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera your best travel companion? Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to Luxuria Labs. This week, I had an amazing opportunity to travel to Zurich in Switzerland from my home country of the UK for a little secret event with a very specific company whose headquarters are based in Switzerland, but I can't actually say what that is on the internet because I've signed an NDA. But I wanted to take my DJI with me for the adventure to show you what this little beast is capable of. So I'm currently here in the unofficial capital of Switzerland. It's not technically the capital, but it's colloquially referred to as like the financial center of Switzerland. I am in Zurich. Currently we are by the river. I'm not sure what the name of the river is. I think it might be the Zurich River. But this is just a little scene to show you how much of a shot you can get in with just the basic lens on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. There is no wide-angle lens here, and there is no black mist filter, which I also have, which takes gorgeous night photography. You can clearly see that the colors of the river here are captured beautifully. You've got some of the building and the green of these trees here, and it's also captured the clouds and the sky true to tone, I would say. I'm not going to color correct this in post-production, so this is as beautiful as it gets.
Right, people, we're here today in Zurich, birthplace of the schnitzel. It's very gorgeous. There's a lot of crumpet about, so if you're after a bit of crumpet, I suggest you come here sharpish, mate. But make sure you got some, because it's expensive. Coffee and a bagel costs me an arm and a leg. So make sure you bring your sugar mummy with you. And we love
Oh my God, thank you. As you can see behind me, there is this beautiful land museum here. And I'm actually surprised at just how warm it is in Switzerland. No one told me it was going to be this humid and this hot. For some reason, I thought it was very alpine. But as you can see, the DJI does exceptionally well at capturing all the details with its f.2 lens. Everything is still in focus. The lens of the Pocket 3 has an equivalent focal length of 20mm, meaning that it has a maximum field of view of 92 degrees, and that is quite important to take into consideration while you are framing a shot, because when framing this shot, my boyfriend, bless him, accidentally caught these lovely ladies over here eating their lunch. So way back when this was just a rumored product, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want something like that. I just want something a little bit small, a little bit interesting, something that has a stabilizer built into it that isn't just a gimbal for my iPhone. And as soon as it was announced to be released, I waited. And I don't think I should have.
Well, that was silly.
I wanted to see what everyone else was saying about it over on YouTube. However, once it had released, it was out of stock for ages, and I just could not get my hands on it. I first placed an order in December, and I didn't actually get one through until March. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I picked mine up with the Creator Combo. So this came with this mic, the DJI Mic 2, which is a great little mic, I'm not gonna lie. It also came with a little carry case, 2 extra batteries, a charging cable, a protective case, and a mini tripod. And honestly, for the price that I paid, I thought this was an excellent, excellent bargain. You get so much for this. For this camera to be this price is astounding because the quality is wild. I actually have the small additional battery clipped into the bottom here because I find it creates it a little bit easier for me to hold. If I turn the Pocket 3 around, you can see I've currently got it in the horizontal filming position. This camera can film in both horizontal and vertical, depending on your style of content and for what platform you want to upload it to. It is capable of recording in a variety of resolutions and frames per second, and that does slightly shift if you are filming in portrait or in landscape. In landscape, under 4K settings, you can film up to 60 frames per second, and in portrait, you can film up to 2.7K in 60 frames per second. The camera itself actually has a 1-inch CMOS sensor which provides excellent low light capabilities. The camera itself does in fact feature 3 microphones on it, and I found that, weirdly enough, a little bit of a learning curve to get used to. I filmed this little video here for Instagram, and you can kind of hear an almost internal echo of 2 microphones picking up the same audio twice. I couldn't fix that in post. That was on a single audio channel. So I personally changed the setting on the camera to only record the front audio, whatever I'm pointing it at. But if you're going to use it with the external mic, this one here, the mic 2, then this audio is perfect. Love it. The stabilization of this camera was the huge selling point to me. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You can see it here. This is what she looks like. And at the time that I bought the DJI, I had an older iPhone and I just wanted something better. I'm going to show you a comparison between some of the footage I filmed in 4K 60 on my iPhone and some of the footage at 4K 60 on the Pocket 3. Personally, with all the additional features within the Pocket 3, I find myself reaching for it way more than my iPhone to film nicer quality footage for my social media channels. I just do. This camera has some excellent intelligent features such as the Active Track 6.0, which includes auto detection of the face and dynamic framing, ensuring that the subjects remain in focus and are centered even when the camera itself is moving. One of the things that is exceptionally good about this camera that I don't think many people have talked about, you can literally put it in your hand luggage and you're not going to miss a single thing. It charges via USB-C, so that is the same as any modern Android phone, or in fact, the latest edition of iPhones. So it means I only have to take one charger with me, no matter where I'm going, which is great. This little screen on the front is in fact touchscreen, so you can easily change your settings if you need to, and the whole thing with the small battery pack included weighs less than 200 grams. I will say the battery life is pretty good on this camera. It's kind of difficult to give an accurate representation of just how long it lasts, but when I was filming and recording in Zurich, I found that the battery lasted all day despite filming in 4K 60. But even if your battery does run out, the camera charges to 80% under fast charging in just 16 minutes. So let's talk about memory for this camera. I currently have a 256GB Samsung Evo micro SD in this camera, and that gives me 4 hours of 4K 60. And I find that more than enough for me. It can go all the way up to 512. I just don't need that. The stabilization on this camera is incredible. It was a huge selling point to me because I love those really smooth shots that you can get with the use of a gimbal, and the fact that this has one built in is perfect. In the future, I personally would love to create some 4K walking tours of where my adventures take me, and this camera is going to be my best friend for doing that. There is also a brilliant little companion app for iPhone. Now, I don't know if this is available for Android. Personally, I'm not an Android user, so I'm unsure. But with Android, I guess you could just plug it straight into the camera using a double-ended USB-C cable and just pull the footage across for editing.
She's educated.
With iPhone, you have to use the Mimo app, and this allows you to wirelessly transfer the data from the camera to your iPhone for easy editing. And you can even apply beauty filters if you are that way inclined. And I found the Mimo app to be quite a useful little tool, especially for creating reels for Instagram. It just allows me to cut and shrink things as I would need to before I download them onto my phone for further editing. Honestly, this little camera is so worth the money. I was very surprised. Not often do I buy a piece of tech and I'm like, oh, this is an absolute game changer. I find myself reaching for it all the time. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this new little device? I personally love it. I cannot now imagine creating content on the go, traveling without it. I don't have a promo code, but I do have some affiliate links in the description box below if you want to grab yourself this little nifty device and give some extra support to the channel. Especially with this little active face track technology, I find that I can get really professional results just by myself. And that is gold dust. And what better way to sign off this video than showing you some footage? So please enjoy.